Hello and welcome back to my channel, Latveria Library, where I talk about all things comics. Today's video, you have probably already guessed because of the thumbnail, but I want to go over the reason I think Tim Drake is the best Robin out of the four. I'm excited for this one because I'm hoping to hear your reason in the comment section on why you think I'm right or wrong, and who you think is the best Robin. After all, one of the big reasons I started this channel was because I like talking about comic books and superheroes. So without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoy this video. And let's get into why I think Tim Drake is the best Robin. Batman, the savior of Gotham City, a city that breeds some of the more psychotic and dangerous villains in the DC universe, but also some of the most intelligent. They have a way of getting into the minds of people. Whether it be Scarecrow and his fear gas, the Riddler and his puzzles, or the unpredictability of the Joker, there's just something in the water over in Gotham. Despite what all these psychos do, Batman had made a vow to never kill, because he sees himself no better than them if he did. But sometimes the criminally insane of this city almost push him to his breaking point, and this is why there always needs to be a Robin. The Robins are the light that brings Bruce back from the darkness. They provide him with the human connection he desperately needs, and help him regain some of that innocence he had lost as a child. Overall, they both push each other to be better, not only in the field but also in their lives. And I feel the one that has done this the best was hands down Tim Drake. Unlike the two before him, he was a massive Batman fan. He sought out the Dark Knight and wanted to be Robin. After the death of Jason, Tim could see a drastic, almost psychotic change in Batman. He had wanted to help him, make him care about crime fighting again. Tim figured the only way to bring back the old Batman was to bring Robin back. He was convinced Batman always needed a Robin, so he was able to track down Dick Grayson to the old circus him and his parents used to work for. He had figured out that Dick was the first Robin a while ago, which I will get into later. He was able to convince Dick that Batman wasn't himself and needed help, but not as Robin like Tim had hoped, but as Nightwing. Unfortunately, the two were kidnapped by Two-Face, but were saved by Tim dressed in a Robin suit. It was like he was born to be a crime fighter. So Batman reluctantly agreed to let him don the Robin identity on a trial basis. His training was far more harsh than Dick or Jason's ever was. Over several months he trained first with Alfred, then with Batman, and finally with Dick Grayson. Then a little later overseas with many other masters from all walks of life. And after all that, Tim still had his doubts, but Bruce's confidence in him reassured Tim he was ready. He never did surpass Dick in combat skills, but Tim was far more intelligent than any of the Robins. His detective skills rivaled even Batman's, which in my opinion is the most important skill Batman has. I think people forget Batman first and foremost is the world's greatest detective. So knowing Bruce, this would be the most important trait in a partner to him. The most well-known example of Tim's detective skills was when he deduced that Bruce Wayne was Batman, which is something not many others have done. Tim and his family were at the circus the day Dick's parents were murdered, and had seen Bruce consoling Dick on his way out. A few years later, Tim had seen footage of Batman and Robin apprehending the Penguin, and noticed that Robin's acrobatics were identical to the Flying Graysons. He also knew that Bruce Wayne had adopted Dick Grayson, so Tim put two and two together. But what makes this even more impressive was that he was just a little kid when he figured it out, something that took the Riddler years to achieve as an adult. But Batman and Nightwing weren't the only identities Tim had figured out. He's also deduced who Superman and the Flash are. Also, he solved many of the Riddler's puzzles before even Oracle or Batman, ultimately saving the day many times. There are so many examples just like these, and if I named them all, we would be here all day. So let's move on to my next point. Tim respects and knows the importance of the Robin mantle more than any of the others. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dick always seemed like he wanted to move away from the Robin mantle, what with forming the Teen Titans and then becoming Nightwing. Although Dick loves and respects Bruce like a father, it seems like he was always meant to break away and go his own path. Plus, I like him more as Nightwing. Then there's Jason. Stubborn, hot-headed, impatient, always needing to prove himself. All these traits eventually led to his death. Jason was never meant to be Robin in my opinion. He needed a father figure, someone to love and guide him, without making him a soldier in the battle for Gotham, which Bruce realized after it was too late. And finally Damian, who I'm not a huge fan of, so I haven't read much, but he seemed to be more of a loner, and works better that way. He fought Dick tooth and nail during his time as Batman, but Tim knows the weight of the mantle. He shows incredible patience, restraint, and intelligence, never rushing his training because Tim knew the importance of the role. He took his time and had a genuinely sincere desire to learn, which Bruce greatly respected. So from the beginning, the two have had a mutual respect for each other. They work exceptionally well together and watch each other's back, even going as far as to hunt for Bruce when everybody else thought he was killed by Darkseid. Bruce has even said that Tim was the best Robin out of the four. Ultimately, I think he would be the perfect choice to take over the Batman mantle. After all, isn't that one of the reasons Bruce chose the Robins? To continue his war after he is no longer able to? Tim could learn from all of Bruce's mistakes and eventually become a better Batman than he ever was. So in conclusion, being the first Robin to ever have an ongoing series which lasted 183 issues, his intelligence, his instinct, gaining the respect of most of the DC universe including some of the villains like Ra's al Ghul, just proves that Tim Drake is not only the best Robin, but also one of the best characters at DC, in my opinion. I know not everybody will agree with me, but I'm looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts. And please, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next one.